Hello everyone, welcome to the Lightning Ball channel. In our last episode, we discussed that during the period when Meline was catching dragons, the demon lord Rimuru, Ramirus, and others also completed the preliminary construction of the underground labyrinth. As preparations continued to advance, visitors from various parts of the Jura Grand Forest began to gradually head towards the Monster Federation. Within the city, one could sporadically see the arrival of adventurers. So, with the arrival of visitors from various countries, what interesting events would happen in the Monster Federation? In this episode, we'll talk about the audience ceremony where various groups paid homage to the demon lord Rimuru. Let's get started. A few days after the initial completion of the labyrinth, the great merchant Malmile also arrived at the Monster Federation. After meeting with Malmile, Rimuru, and others, Rimuru announced his plan. He intended to appoint Malmile as the head of the financial department and hand over both the commercial and publicity departments to him, making full use of him for the nation. However, the prerequisite was that he had to achieve universally recognized results at the upcoming national founding ceremony. Malmile expressed that there was no problem at all. Moreover, after a detailed investigation of the Monster Federation, he understood why Rimuru built large structures like the underground labyrinth and the opera house. Malmile, filled with excitement, seemed to admire Rimuru's foresight, which took Rimuru by surprise. Rimuru was taken aback as Malmile went on to interpret the broader intentions behind Rimuru's actions. According to Malmile's interpretation, after the emergence of the Monster Federation, the Jura Grand Forest stabilized. Yet, this change led to adventurers, who once hunted in the forest, losing their jobs. As a solution, Rimuru constructed a labyrinth to offer these adventurers employment, making the underground labyrinth a safe place to work. This allowed for the sale of nation-produced healing potions and equipment. Moreover, adventurers looking to settle had the opportunity to spend their earnings on various entertainment facilities, like inns and opera houses, located above ground. The labyrinth's main aim, Malmile believed, was to give adventurers both a place to earn and spend their money. To Rimuru's astonishment, Malmile had passionately outlined a plan that even Rimuru hadn't completely thought of. Recovering from his surprise, Rimuru gave Malmile the responsibility to manage this plan, which Malmile accepted with enthusiasm. He also made it known that he would work extensively to promote the National Founding Festival. Thus, the construction of the arena, the hosting of the martial arts tournament, various stalls, and the underground labyrinth, almost all preparatory tasks were completed. As time passed, representatives of various races from the Jura Grand Forest, either to celebrate the birth of the new demon lord or to test Rimuru's strength, began to converge on the Monster Federation. For this occasion, Rimuru changed into formal attire. Like a rice cake on a dining table, he was venerated on the altar in his slime form. Though Rimuru suggested that a duplicate could be placed on the altar, this idea was unanimously rejected by his executives with smiles. Everyone attending the audience ceremony was dressed in the manner of honor guards, wearing formal attire they don't usually wear, standing guard on either side of Rimuru. In this solemn atmosphere, Rimuru and Rimuru went to greet the envoys. Meanwhile, 200 elite warriors were hidden throughout the streets to ensure the safety of the citizens. On a side note, Diablo and Hakuru, who were originally involved in the Falmouth coup plan, couldn't return temporarily as they were assisting with the coronation ceremony of Yomu the hero and the formation of a new nation. Thus, the audience ceremony grandly commenced. The first to enter were the weaker races, such as the rabbit men. Due to their strength, or rather, lack of it, these races had struggled immensely to secure their territories. Now, with the sudden emergence of a powerful demon lord, the representatives of the Rabbitman race were naturally trembling in fear, so nervous that they couldn't even speak. However, Rimuru had no intention of troubling them. Under Rimuru's management, these weaker races successfully joined the Monster Federation. This was followed by races like the Lizardmen, Orcs, and Treants. These races, already having good relations with the Monster Federation, completed their meetings with ease. Notably, Trainee the Tree Fairy's two sisters, Tria and Doris, approached Rimuru. They had served the Fairy Queen Ramirus since ancient times and now, representing the collective will of the Treants, decided to relocate to the Monster Federation to serve the beautiful Ramiris. Naturally, Rimuru agreed. Their chosen location to settle was on the 95th floor of the labyrinth, one of the few completely safe places within. Previously, refugees from the Beastman Nation had resided there. Now, with the arrival of the Treants, this floor would be transformed into a forest metropolis ideal for rest. Everyone coming to this floor would be healed and gain significant power. The weapon shop set up there would also sell ultra-high-level equipment unavailable outside, assisting travelers in challenging the mightiest bosses. On the third day of the audience ceremony, as scheduled, there was a meeting with the races possessing the greatest power within the forest. As Rimuru took his seat, a commotion could be heard outside the hall. Shuna frowned in displeasure, while Cheyenne, showing the corners of her eyes, held back her anger. With the doors opening, the Gozu and Mezu, also known as the Ox-Headed Tribe and the Horse-Headed Tribe, entered. Each brought along 10 young warriors, glaring at each other, trying to overpower the other side. It was said that the relationship between these two tribes wasn't good, with their wars lasting for centuries. This time, they aimed to gain the Demon Lord's favor first, hoping to emerge as the victors of their conflict and eager to meet with Rimuru. Rimuru felt this communication challenging, sometimes thinking it easier to converse with the rabbit men who feared him. When Rimuru observed the Gozu and Mezu, an idea struck him. He was reminded of the Minotaur from Greek mythology, a creature with a man's body and a bull's head, residing at the center of the labyrinth created by Daedalus and Icarus on King Minos of Crete's command. In the world Rimuru came from, having a Minotaur in a labyrinth was almost a tradition. The Gozu in front of Rimuru closely resembled the mythical Minotaur. Since his newly built underground labyrinth needed mid-level bosses, the Gozu and Mezu seemed ideal. Rimuru pondered relocating them to guard his labyrinth. To ensure their loyalty, he considered using a bit of force. However, Rimuru stood up, flexing his muscles, suggesting he would demonstrate his strength to the Gozu and Mezu. Their elders, infuriated, accepted the challenge, while Rimuru awaited Rimuru's approval. Suddenly, a powerful aura emanated from outside the town. A massive demonic presence, the signature of a greater Magian, shattered the protective barrier Shuna had established. Rimuru reverted to his human form and, accompanied by Benimaru, moved towards the source of the disturbance. There, 10 members of the Kurenai were seen surrounding 3 individuals with striking hair colors and styles. Cheyenne approached them, but her inquiries were met with a harsh response. Rimuru realized they were there for the Demon Lord's title. Before Rimuru could act, Cheyenne, feeling slighted, initiated a confrontation with the trio, asserting the importance of the Demon Lord's time. The battle ensued, with Cheyenne effortlessly defeating the 3. They turned out to be sons of the giant demon Lord de Gruel, sent to Rimuru by their father for discipline because of their unruly behavior. Rimuru, seeing an opportunity to gain favor with de Gruel, placed them under Cheyenne's command, ending the dramatic episode. Back in the hall, the previously defiant Gozu and Mezu were now pale and trembling, their arrogance gone. Recognizing Cheyenne's strength, they offered their loyalty to Rimuru. After appeasing the still upset Rimuru, Rimuru forgave them, integrating the Gozu and Mezu into the Monster Federation. Subsequently, the elves, who suffered due to the Gozu and Mezu conflicts, migrated to the 95th floor of the underground labyrinth, contributing to the bustling forest city therein. As the final day of the ceremony approached, all of Monster Federation's executives assembled in anticipation. Rimuru, awaiting the guests, felt a fiery presence approaching the door. It was the fully armed Long-Nosed tribe from Kusha Mountain, an independent force within Rimuru's domain. They were also known as Tengu, created by angels using the bodies of the mountain wolf race. Despite the name, they had an acute sense of smell rather than long noses. The race originated from a powerful individual named Keed, the elder of the Tengu. Her daughter, born after a 300-year pregnancy, was the actual leader of the Tengu and stood at the forefront of the group. Furthermore, this young girl was actually the daughter of the white old man, Hakuru. Benimaru had previously visited the Tengu tribe, and the details of that visit, along with the agreement to be made with the Monster Federation, would be discussed in our next episode. It would also delve into the tale of Benimaru and Momiji, and the establishment of the Monster Federation's romance system. Well, that's all for this video. If you liked it, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.